Well, I don't know what I feel like doing. I don't know if I feel like working on that one right now. I gotta make the bed mounts, but I kind of feel like working on this one. I had ordered a tach a little while ago. Not that long ago. 2 inches come in. And I'm thinking, like my Speedo, I'm going to want to engineer this thing to fit behind my stock one, because it's actually pretty close. The only problem I have is the sender for this I have to wire to the crank yet. Hopefully it'll work. Otherwise I might have to go with the alternator option, which I'm not a big fan of. You can see though, like the stock gauge is there, and then this one I was kind of guesstimating, and it is pretty close as far as the accuracy between the two. If you can see that. I don't know. When you put them over top, they look pretty close. So they're dang near the same size. So what I'm gonna try to do is get this cap off and get this one fitted on top of it. Would be super cool. Then I just keep the look of my original dash. So and then I have to wire this, and I have to make a jig because I picked up a sensor, but I'm not 100% if it's gonna work. Nope, not that. Somewhere I have a sensor that I gotta make a, it's like a crank trigger. I think this is it here. So I think it's just an optical sensor. So I have to mount that up, and hopefully it'll work with it. We'll find out. All right, how do we make this go on there? The numbers are super close. Oops, so you got 4K. Zero, 5, 10 lines up, 20 lines up, 30 lines up, 40 is just a hair off, but you're never getting over there anyways. Well, if you are, you're definitely breaking stuff. I gotta get that flush. I don't want the gauge sticking out of the dash crazy. We should be okay. Well, when in doubt, let's cut it. Okay, so we got that. We got that. I think we could snap that on. Would it be that easy? What if I took the rubber off? That make it rattly? Some of my 5 went away. No, that's not a big deal. there it hits the needle. I can see that. That is a problem. Can't have that. Even there, it still hits the needle. Dang it. Okay, that tells me I gotta grind this ring out. So I'm gonna smooth this out a little bit. Hey, the needle looks good. She looks good. Survey says. Well, I think we got it. Well, sort of. I still have to do some gluage somehow here. That's toughy, because that's where it's going to mount up against the truck. Well, I think that worked out. I was managed to... What did I do? I took the steel ring out. I kept the rubber O-ring in it. So that's pressing up against on the glass. But, yeah, it's together. I just ran some Gorilla Glue around the edge through the O-ring that was originally with this gauge. So, I think we're good. All I have to do now is kind of get her in there and try her out, see if it works. So, I have this Hall effect, but I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work the way I want. So, and part of me's lazy and I don't want to make a funky bracket for it. So I'm going to save that for something else. I think what I'm going to do is do the old run the tach signal off the alternator. So let me pop that apart and show you how you can do that. That's for a diesel anyways. I don't think it'll work with a gas stuff, but well, you don't need it with a gas because they always have a tach wire. Anyways, I got to get these wires off, get this cover off, and then I'll show you where I'm going to tap into there. Okie doke. So I got the cover off. What you're going to do is have to modify this cover. Just like open this up so you can run your tach wire through. And then from there on your alternator, you have these poles. So you kind of just pick one. I'm going to do the one up top here. You basically just slip your blade underneath it, and Bob's your uncle. Should be done. If I did it right, that should be right. It should work. I've done this like once before. It was a little bouncy, so I'm hoping this is a better quality tack than the one I had. But we'll find out shortly here. So basically I'll get that fish through and back on, and then I'll kind of show you how it looks poking out of the back there. But essentially it's just gonna I don't know where I have this. Cover will be there, so it's gonna be one of these. Wire will be coming out of there. I just kind of smoosh it. I ran a couple coats of heat shrink on it, so she's got some good padding to her. So yeah, let me put it together and I'll show you what it looks like after. She is all in place. Now I got to see if it's accurate. We'll see how close it is, or if I got to calibrate it. Should be on the money, I'm hoping. Well, this will be first try. We'll see what happens. That's gross. Can you say lag? Alright, I have to figure out how to calibrate this. Well, I've redone all the wiring and it doesn't seem to make much difference. So, like, the needle doesn't bounce or do anything weird. It's just laggy with tack. So, I guess it is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. Well, she's back in again. And because I'm such a scatterbrain, I haven't even really done anything to this thing yet. I've just dragged it in. But it's becoming time for the door art there, right? We are looking to put a star on the door, on the hood. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on the driver's door. I'm probably gonna put it on the back door, just being the size of the whole vehicle. And I think a lot of stuff, if I've ever seen a star on it, if it's been a four-door, they usually put it on the back door. So, my plan is I have an El Cheapo projector. So, what I am going to do is project a star on the door. I know what size it should be, so from what I read, it should be about 25 inches, which is pretty close to the whole door. And then shoot that on, trace it out, and then I just want to hand brush it on. I think that would look cool. So, let's get started. Let's plug this sucker in and see what happens here. See if this works the way I think. Okie doke. So I got my El Cheapo projector, which is now projecting onto here, to which you cannot see. So I just got to shut my lights off. I was going to make a stencil. I probably still will. For kicks, I'm just going to doodle it on the door there and see how I like it. If I like it on that door or not. Maybe you can vaguely see. There you go. You can kind of see the star. So what I'm going to do is just trace this out with a pencil. And yeah, this will be easy to do. See, it'd be hard to do this on the hood. Because, man, I got to go quite the distance away from it. So, but anyways, let me trace this out. And then we'll see how she looks in the light. Well, I am realizing I can't trace very well. Well, I played it safe. I used a bit of chalk. I don't know. I'm mixed. I'm so mixed. Just doesn't seem right on the back door. But the darn thing's so big. And it needs to go up. I think it should go. At least this part should touch my door handle or something. So that brings it up another inch or two. I think the top of this part should be into that body line. I don't know, she's a big truck and it looks like a little star. I definitely gotta make my template, but at least chalk is nice. I can wash that off. I don't know. I'm really mixed. Well, that is so utterly messed up. That looks so much better for some weird reason. But there's so much nothingness. I dig it though. It looks good even though it looks messed up. So there's kind of a coolness factor to that. Now if I could stencil that somehow on my hood, I dig it. And then if you if I painted it with a paintbrush, oh, the screwed up factor of it would just look awesome. I think. I'm pretty sure they just hand painted that stuff in the day. They had a stencil though, that's true. I don't mind it. Although I do dig it, it looks better on the driver's door than it does on the back door. Weird. How cool is that though, eh? Oh well. Oh well, guess we'll sit and think about it tonight. Hey pup, should we call her a night? You ready to go? Let me shut the lights down. Oh, he knows. He knows. Look at that, eh? He knows. You know better than me, eh, dog? Ready to go? All right. Well, till tomorrow. All right. Well, I'm still mixed on which door I'm doing that, so I haven't figured that part out yet. But till then, I'm gonna go pull my ladder out. And I'm gonna jimmy rig my projector up there, and hopefully it does enough big enough spot on the hood that I can at least do that one and get that one done. Okie doke. That may have been hard to see. But there's my hood star. This is my projector rig. So that worked out pretty well. This is probably like a $10 projector, but so she's actually done a couple tumbles onto the hood and it's all been good. Anyways, I'm gonna peel all this off. I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So that one I'm gonna paint because I know I want to keep that one there. The star, I gotta fix a little schwank on the bottom there. She's not quite perfect, but yeah, I know what I gotta do. Anyways, we'll get her fixed up. A little bit of paint, that'll fix her right up.
Je peux vous le rendre, Seigneur, Seigneur, car avec les soldats, oui, les toreros peuvent s'entendre. Pour plaisir, ils ont les combats. Le cirque est plein ce jour de fête, le cirque est plein du haut en bas. Le spectateur est dans la tête, le spectateur s'est en père après fracasse. Apostrophe, tu sais ta page, pour c'est jusqu'à ce l'empereur, car c'est la fête du courage, c'est la fête des gens de cœur. Allons, en garde, allons, allons, toréador, en garde, toréador, toréador. Et songe bien, oui, songe combattant, que le noir te regarde, et que l'amour t'attend, toréador, l'amour t'attend. On fait silence, à qu'à se passe-t-il? Plus de crucellation, le taureau se lance en bandissant auditorie. Il s'élance, il entre et frappe, en chevelure, entraînant en pique d'or. Ah, bravo taureau! Secouant ses banderilles, plein de fureur il coule, le cirque est plein de sang. En ses sauts, on franchit le cri, c'est honteux maintenant. Allons, en garde, allons, allons, toréador, en garde. Toréador, et songe bien, oui, songe combattant, que le noir te regarde, et que l'amour t'attend, toréador, l'amour t'attend, toréador, toréador.
Well, this didn't turn out as nice as I thought, but I don't know how nice they are with a stencil. I've never really seen them. You know, they were hand painted, I guess, in the day, but no idea how they work now. I basically want to wait for this to dry, and I want to dull it down. If you see, I kind of left the brush stroke, so I'm trying to patina it a bit. I started on the hood, but I think I'm going to let it sit in the sun, and then I can work it a little harder. I'm going to do about the same here. This one I outlined it first, then painted. I don't think that was a good idea because you can kind of see this hard line on it. I didn't film the other door, but what I did on that door was I basically brushed the inside first and then worked each piece individually. So seems a little more even. You know, not perfect, not great. If I don't like it, I can just sand it off and whatever. Shoot the door green again. No big deal. Not too worried about it. Want to try it. It was kind of the look I was going for, so either it works or it doesn't. For now, I'll leave it, see how I like it. So anyways, I'm gonna push it outside, see, let it sit in the sun, dry, and then I can kind of aggressively bugger it up. Oh wait, so I kind of dulled that down and kind of aged it because it was a little too sticking out there before. Kind of did that one. I did the same to this one, and I'll basically show you what I did because I have this one. I mean, it looks nice, really bright, but it's like really pops too much. I just did everything with the brush. I wanted that brush stroke, but what I want to do is basically dumb it. I shouldn't say dumb, like dull it down. I want to sand it with a scuff pad. So hit it with the scuff pad and then sand it with some sandpaper. Hit it with a bit of paint. That's where we get our little rattle can or touch-up paint. We fix her up. we kind of dusted over everything. So I'm gonna spin the truck around, do the last star, and then probably gonna do the visor too. I want to get the green on there. I don't like the black anymore. I'm not digging it. So I'll hit it with a bit of green and call her done. Well, for now, most of it. So it looks a little more distressed. I'm just waiting for that to dry. Gonna hit her with a little bit of the 320 again. That kind of fades her out a little. And we're good to go. And then, yeah, I gotta actually do that visor yet. I wanna do that too. Right? You want me to do the visor? Hey, Mopey. Hey, Mopey. Little bit of visor action. Then we go for a ride. You want to go for a ride? That sound like a plan? We can't go yet. It'll be a little bit. But we'll go. Well, that has dried out pretty good. Oh, forgot to pull the tape off the middle. Let's do that, shall we? Oh, forgot about that. Come on. This one-handed world we live in here. When we try to film all this. There we go. Better. Much better. Yeah, it definitely looks better than the black. I like. Well, there she is. She's I got a bunch of miles on it already. I think I put about 2,700 kilometers so far on it. So what is that, like 1,700 miles, somewhere there? No issues. I did have that hard start problem. I did finally figure it out. It was a bad fuel line going into the tank. The hard lines where I had those push connects on, one of the lines was bad. So I kind of just scabbed the line over it and hose clamped it. So that fixed that up. And yeah, it's already got our share of road rash and stuff like that, but that's okay. That comes with getting used. Everything's kind of getting beat up. I know people hate the chains always rattling on things, but if it's really that bad, you know, when it burns through the paint, it'll never rust, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming along for the ride, and let's do some driving videos. I know you folks have been waiting on that. I've been waiting on some better weather. I wanted to pull out some of my hot rods to throw on a trailer there. So, but anyways, enjoy the video. See you later. Thanks for watching.